results can mean, when basically, am I happy or am I not? Something maybe when we talk about health-related issues, a lot that I spoke to you about at the beginning could be maybe anxiety, stress, anything that kind of causes sort of mental discomfort, let's say. Okay? And we're all human and we all experience it throughout our life. Okay? So, what causes our life results? What causes you to have your life results and for somebody else, your friend or somebody else you meet, to have completely different life results? What is causing that? Our behavior. Now, an empowered person, somebody who chooses to place themselves on the cause side, will kind of understand this, okay? So just keep it open-minded with me here. Let me give you an example. I imagine there's a few people on the call today that like cricket. Now, I don't know anything about cricket, other than there's some players and somebody holds a bat and there's a ball involved, okay? So let's say a cricket player goes to hit the ball with the bat, and the ball goes, I don't know, in the wrong place, somewhere they didn't want it to go, right? Now, usually cricket players or any kind of sport person, they'll have a coach, all right? They have a coach, a cricket coach that says, okay, let's look at your behavior. Let's look at how you held the bat. Let's look at how your breathing was. Let's look at your posture. And let's change something so that you can, hit the ball in a different way and get a different result. Okay? Because it's the coach's job to support the player, to empower the player. Okay? To allow the player to say, okay, what I do, my behavior, how I hold the bat, what I do matters. If what I do matters, then I can change my result. The coach is not going to say, oh, it was the guy in the audience that sneezed or coughed. It was the guy who threw the ball, it was his fault. Or, it's the weather, it was really windy today, okay? So it's the job of the coach is to support the player so that they can look at themselves and say, what is it that I can do differently to get a different result? Okay? Empowered attitude, superly different. And the player would also assume the same kind of attitude. The thing about behavior, which causes our results, what I mean by that as well is all the behaviors that we do, that we choose to do, but also the behaviors that we don't choose to do. So all that I did and all that I didn't do causes my results in life. Okay? So people often focus on behavior and they think, okay, if I change my behavior, I can get a different result. Okay, great, super empowering, and we start to get some different results. The thing about behavior is that, when I talk about behavior, I'm talking about habits, habitual things. So those things can, you know what it's like, right? So we get to the big January and say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym every day. Now, moving forward from January for the rest of the year, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat healthfully. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to invest in my well-being, those kind of things. And then we do it for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and then a couple of months go by, and then something happens like, whoa, what happened? I really thought I was going to change my behavior so that I could get, a different result, so I could be well, so I could be happier, so I could be this, X, Y, Z. The thing about our behavior is 95% of it is unconscious, it's habitual. Okay, so it's very easy to fall back into old patterns. So what is causing our behavior? What do you think? You can write in the chat if you want. What do you think causes you to wake up in the morning and behave a certain way? Okay, and you'll notice some days it's very easy for you to do the things that you like, and then other days it's not so easy. So what's causing our behavior? So we both get back our state. S stands for state, okay? So we've got, when I say state, I mean our emotional state. Okay, so our state will dictate the range of behaviors that we can access at any given moment. So let me give you an example. I'll use myself. If I am angry, if I'm feeling really angry, I'm not going to start singing and dancing. I'm just not. I'm not going to start singing and dancing when I'm in a state of anger. depending on the range of my anger, I could be furious. I could be in a rage where my brain's gone off and I can't see any sense. Or I could be a little bit annoyed, right? So if I'm a little bit annoyed, I might say something to my dad or somebody else or whoever I'm with at the moment. I might say something that's nasty that I don't mean. I might get into an argument, start fighting. I might start fighting. And then as I get more and more angry, I might, get into a fight with somebody, I might hurt somebody, that kind of thing. So depending on the emotional state will dictate the range of behaviors that I can access. Okay? So the thing about state is kind of like a little bit of a side note. So as you can see, state causes behavior, behavior causes result. Now what's important to kind of, I feel like I should share, is that if we're in a state of anger, anxiety, fear, jealousy, or those kind of emotions trigger a stress response in our bodies, okay? So then you might understand it as fight or flight, okay? So, given, primal times, when we were living in an environment where we had to, run for food and, run away from tigers and, crazy animals, we needed that primal instinct to play a part in our lives to, for survival. That was basically what it was. It was the survival mechanism inside. So we don't really need that in today's society, but we have become so sensitive to things in our environment that we're finding ourselves in this stress response. So many people are in this stress response for long periods of time, and so they see their stress response is triggered by the angry wife or the angry husband or their kids or maybe something to do with the boss, the angry boss at work or something like that, and then this instinct kind of comes in. And if I were to step outside into the road and I didn't see the bus coming, I really hope that my unconscious would, this primal instinct would kick in and would cause my feet to jump back off the road so that I would live, so the bus wouldn't hit me, right? So it's the intention of this primal response, this fight or flight, is there to support you. And what happens is, for long periods of time, the body can't repair and regrow. So imagine this part of the body from your kind of clavicle area to your lower abdomen. This part of the body, the viscera, is where all of our major organs for growth are. All our major systems, like our respiratory, our immune system, our digestive system. When we are in a state of fight or flight, our body is not able, all those systems are shut off because our extremities, our hands and our legs, our feet, are getting ready to fight or to flee. So my organs don't need to function at that time for growth and repair. I need to be able to run away, otherwise, the tiger or the angry boss is going to get me, right? But for long periods of time, that causes discomfort, dis-ease in the body, because the body needs to be able to function. It needs to be in a state of homeostasis to, replenish itself and regrow.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, do we get certificate for this webinar?
Mohan, could you answer?
Yes, I will. But is it a very important thing for you to interrupt and say question asked like this?
It's okay. We
Yes,
can.
so because already we have attended many sessions given by this group. I haven't
But
received
please,
any.
everything I would request you. I would request you, please. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, so we'll come back to that at the end, yeah? Excellent. All
My
right,
friends,
so...
they won't provide certificate. Please the meet.
Yes, please, I would request you to exit, please, okay? Yeah.
Okay, and just as a side note, I'm not a doctor, by the way, and so I'm not here to provide health advice or anything like that. All I'm saying is from personal experience and from experience working with clients, this is just, it's common knowledge. Everybody knows that when our body's in a state of fight or flight, we're harming ourselves, okay? So just to kind of leave that there, something for you to think about. Also, corporates, big companies, they recognize that our state causes us to behave in a certain way and to get a certain result. So what happened, there was this big movement where corporate companies, they recognized this and they thought, oh, let's invest in our employees. Let's get some motivational speaker in to help motivate our employees so that they behave differently, they feel better, they behave better, and they start performing, and that they get better results and the company gets better results, right? They recognize this. So what would happen is they get the motivational speaker in, the employees are like, yeah, they're really pumped, they're motivated, they're excited, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be different now. And, you know, for maybe a couple of days, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, you know, at a push, they experience some change, but then something happens and then they kind of go back to their old ways. And so motivation, for as long as it is extrinsically, externally motivated, you know, created, it's not sustainable. In order for us to maintain our internal motivation towards our studies, towards our goals, our dreams, all of those things needs to be internal. That is your power, because whenever you're feeling a bit unmotivated, you know how to recreate that motivation inside. It's not dependent on your external environment. Okay? So what's causing our state then? What causes you to wake up in the morning and feel, ooh, early bird, happy, excited about the day ahead, feel good, feel healthy, feel well? And then what causes you sometimes to, or somebody else to wake up in the morning, get out of bed and feel really grumpy, really tired, or not well, like really, or maybe angry even, you know? Some people wake up and they feel like that. So what is causing that? Okay, because it feels like it's happening to us. It's like, wow, why do I feel like this? What's going on? Why do I feel happy one day and then the next I feel really what's causing that? So, step further back. Show you a few pictures to help create that image. So our conditioning, what I mean by that is our conditioned mind. So everything that you have learned in your life, from zero, from when you came into this world, tiny little baby, you were perfectly whole, okay, but you didn't know anything about anything. You didn't have those neurological connections in the brain that said, life should be like this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad, this is belief, I believe this to be true, I believe this to be fake, I believe I can do this, I can't do this. As a baby, we didn't know anything, we were just blank and beautiful, full of joy. And then throughout your life, throughout your timeline, you, from your environment, mom, dad, your brothers and sisters, anybody who has influence in your immediate environment, we start to learn things from them, and we start to adopt it. And I call it a book of rules. We adopt a book of rules, and then we carry it around, and then we see the world through that book of rules. So your conditioning dictates how you experience the world around you. It dictates your perception of yourself, of others, and everything around you. Okay? To make it a bit more clearer, your conditioning includes things like a belief system. It's what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. It also dictates your belief about yourself, everything I believe that I can do, I can't do. Your significant memories, if you look at this picture down here, some people have some very vivid memories that are good, that shape how you experience the world moving forward. And it's there to protect you, yes, but just because it happened in the past doesn't mean that it's what's happening right now. Okay? So your conditioned mind, how you are right now, can either work for you or it can work against you. No judgment. And can you see? For as long as our conditioned mind remains exactly the same, if you were to stay exactly the same, your mindset right now, you would continue to feel the same way, you would create the same state, create the same behavior, create the same life results. So the question is, where do all our problems start? Well, our perceived problems, they start in the conditioned mind. So until we get to the root cause of any problems within the conditioned mind, you will recreate the same life again and again and again and again. You cannot get a different life result or a different experience of life with the same mindset. That requires an upgrade. Everybody knows that, right? If you do the same thing, you get the same result, all right? So we have to go to the root cause.
May I?
Yes.
Go ahead with your
Yes, sir. So,
brief question. Yes.
according to conditioning, I have some belief system that make me believe that I am doing something which is wrong, but I am doing because I am happy doing that. So, is it good doing that thing, or is it bad?
That's a good question. So just let me check I've understood. So you have a belief, there's a belief inside that says this is wrong,
Yeah.
but when you do that thing, you feel good.
Yes.
Totally appreciate that. I totally get that. And I would like to explore that with you in terms of what the belief is. And so, where did you learn? When did you learn that it was wrong?
Just that it make my parents feel that it is not good, but I feel that it is good because I love doing it.
I understand.
I don't know what to do.
And so, what's your name, hon? What's your name? Sahil. Okay, Sahil. So I understand that. So when, like I mentioned, so when we come into this world, we don't know anything. Like our mind is like an opportunity for planting rules about what's right and what's wrong. So then what happens is we adopt them from our environment as if it's real. And is it possible for somebody else who's not you, somebody else, to believe something different? Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay, so my question for you moving forward is, given that you understand state, right? So our thinking creates our state. So if I was to continue to believe in something that makes me feel pain, harms me, creates some kind of harm within the body. So I would say, how does this old belief serve you? And what would you like to, what would that serve you moving forward in your life? That's always your choice. And I understand it's not easy because now that you've shared that, thank you for sharing that. That's really important. You know, it's come from a family. Sometimes we hold on to those beliefs because if we choose to do something different, we might not be accepted anymore by our environment. And I know that's not easy. And that might take a little bit more work personally, one-to-one, to kind of to support you with that, if that makes sense.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I mean, the question's amazing, and I'm sure so many other people will have similar experiences and similar questions. Like I said, this is a very introductory lesson session in terms of what I do, and there's certain questions that I know like you're gonna have like level 4, level 5 questions that maybe I would only be able to answer if we had share a little bit more with you. Okay. So I hope that's clear. I think that I've explained everything in terms of conditioning so far. All I'll say is, with our conditioned mind, 95%. Mohan, I think your mic's open, or someone's mic's maybe open. So 95% of our conditioned mind, we're unconscious to it. We don't know that we're doing it. So if you do notice something, that's amazing. That's amazing self-awareness. But there's so many programs and there's so many rules that we've learned that we're not conscious of. They're like, I call them our blind spots. So it's really important to keep eyes on it to help you raise your awareness so that you can change all of this. You know, safe behavior, different life results. Happy life. Okay. Is that clear?
If you have few more slides, you can continue, or we can begin the Q&A.
Oh, okay, cool. I think I'll kind of wrap it up. So, a lovely quote just to kind of help you understand how our conditioned mind works. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. If I think I can do this, I'm right. If I think I can't, I'm also right. All right? Just let that sink in for a minute. So what now? What's the one thing that you can change to cause change? Now I'm going to open up for questions in a moment. If anybody is, would like to connect with me after the session, there's my information there at the bottom. I have, my website, my Instagram. I'm also on Facebook, and there's my WhatsApp. And for anybody who is interested in actually making a change, I have an offer on my sessions, my one-to-one online sessions for this February. I'll leave that with you guys, and then I'm going to open up for some questions. Come to the chat. Thank you so much for sharing your teachability index. That's lovely. Does anybody have any questions?
Anybody? Maybe you can stop sharing. Then I think this will become easier.
Yeah, I can share my information in the chat if.
Yeah, that will be fine too. Totally fine.
Okay. Any questions? I understand that these are, not everybody wants to share, their personal questions, especially, I understand that we don't like to obviously involve our communities in that and there's stuff around that. Sometimes it helps to have an outside person who's not part of your immediate family, immediate community to kind of support with that. So, as I said, you can contact me after the session if you would like. I'll just post that in the chat. It's not easy. Yeah, life is not easy, and
thank you, Sahil, for providing the dose of philosophy, which is very important for us to know. Well, Sahil, to say answer to your question, life actually is very easy to understand if you would like to understand it. Okay.
Yeah, it's a process. I mean,
exactly.
I struggled so much with so many
right.
Everybody,
Everybody, that is what it is. It is struggle, but then that is what makes us human beings, isn't it? Right? If there is no struggle, as I mentioned in the beginning, then that person is in the grave. Living people always have issues, always have emotions, always have decisions to make, always have problems to solve. The only thing that is required is that are you, as you correctly said, learnable, or are you teachable? So those kind of things. That is there, no doubt it is so. Good. I have few questions for you, Beth. Okay. Could you please tell me that consulting a life coach for anything in general, is it beneficial, and if it is, where is it beneficial?
But of course, I'm totally biased.
Yes, everyone also knows what that's why.
For me personally, I see it not just I am the product. I am an actual product of life coaching. And I mean good life coaching. They're not always, great, but I mean, as long as you are willing to change, teachable, you're open to it, and you're willing to do whatever it takes, you will get this result. It's impossible not to. But like I said, for as long as you think you have the same quality of thinking, the same mindset, and you're not willing to change that at all, you'll create the same state of being, behavior, and results. That's also a choice. But if you are open and you really do desire something more in life, then you got to do the work. And a good life coach can support you with that, 100%, absolutely.
Very good. I'm so happy to hear that. So there are so many people. Is it possible, guys, if you would like to volunteer to ask a question, or I should go to the age-old method of picking up people and requesting them to answer? How about that? Or ask questions. Is there anyone who would like to say something? Ask a question from her anytime. How about Abhinav? Let me begin with the first one. Abhinav Darshi.
Good morning.
Abhinav? Good morning, Abhinav. Please go ahead, please. Thank you for responding to my call.
I joined a little bit late, but whatever is speaking, it seems to be that fantastic. I'm trying to
Thank you very much.
internalize
Thank
whatever
you.
she was
Yeah.
speaking.
Thank you. Abhinav, would you like to
Thank you for
introduce
joining.
a little bit where you come from, those kind of things?
I'm from Christ University, sir. I'm associate
From-
professor of marketing there.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Christ
Thank you,
University.
Abhinav. I know this is a great university, Bangalore, right? You're talking about that? Or some, huh?
Yeah, we've met number of times. We've physically met number of times.
Oh, thank you, Abhinav. I appreciate that. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for coming here. Appreciate it. Can I go to the next one? Probably this time in B, and that B could be only one. We have Bharti Tayal and Bhavna Jain. Any of you? Bharti and Bhavna? Any one of you? Just open your mic and go, shoot away your question.
Good morning, sir. Bharti this side.
Hi, Bharti. Thank you for responding to my call. Go ahead, please. Any comment, any question, anything?
Like, first of all, the questions she shared about the teachability index, it was like really an eye opener to us. Like, where we stand and how much improvement an individual need in oneself to achieve the higher success and higher growth. And it is like something that beneficial for an individual. Like, you don't have to share it with anyone. You come to know it about yourself only. So,
Wow, self-help, right? Like a self-help. Mm-hmm. Very good. What is your background, Bharti, if you don't mind, please?
sir, I am first year PGDM student from IMS Ghaziabad, and right now I am intern in INDO-GULF Management Association.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for both. Very good. I will send you your 100 rupees later for the question. Now I didn't know. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bharti. Appreciate it. Yeah. We have one person, Chandan Sharma and C. Chandan, are you there? Chanda Sharma. Sorry, not Chandan. My apologies. Chanda Sharma. Okay, so she left. This is a good way to reduce the number. How about Deepali or Dhruv? Any one of you? Deepali or Dhruv? Any of you? Any question, any comment, anything that will help? Deepali? Dhruv? No problem. Let's go to the next one. Maybe Gaurav Singh. Gaurav, are you there, please? Gaurav? Gaurav Singh? Maybe some technical issue or something. Okay. How about Hardik or Harsh or Ratik? Mehra, any of you? One of you? Hardik, Harish, Ratik? No. Universal, problem. Kajal? Kajal or Kesar? Any of you? Kajal or Kesar? No. Hey, what about Loris? Loris? You see, Beth, when we have started asking questions, people have started leaving. Did you see that? Huh? That is called the active participation mode. Loris? No. Okay. Mahadevan, Mansi, Mayank, any of you?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hello, Dr.
Hi, Loris. Hi. Go ahead, please. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Actually, I'm following dear Beth's page and activities, and I believe I agree with you. Life is very simple.
Right.
If you follow the rules, it's simple. Otherwise, no, it's very difficult. I enjoyed a lot, and I try always to gather some information and then decide myself what to do. I'm not sure if this is a correct way or no, but I always try to there
It is,
as
I mean,
much as involved
yeah,
in
it
it
is. I'm sure
as
you know that.
possible.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you know that this
Sure.
particular thing will be there. That will be the best person to answer. But it was my thinking that life is very easy. Beth, what's your view to Loris?
Yeah,
If you follow the rules, actually.
I mean, you're right, Lawrence, and that goes back to our own kind of book of rules. We all have our own, that's what creates different opinions, right? So I believe this, you believe this, he believes that. And like we had an example question earlier, sometimes the book of rules isn't actually allowing us to experience happiness, and also that underneath affects our health and well-being. So sometimes we need to update the book of rules, if that makes sense.
Of course, rules are changing, for sure, rules are changing. But I mean, the rules at the age of 20 is different the rules at the age of 40, maybe. I mean, that's correct, yes. You should be able to upgrade yourself or update your rules, like Apple Store.
A question has been asked by Sahil as a follow-up, Beth. Maybe you can answer.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Loris. Question has been asked by one gentleman. He says, how do I know what are the correct rules? Is there any correct rules? Question answers or something?
You want me to answer that one?
Yes.
Well, it goes back to, remember when I spoke to you about when we're born? We're born into this world and we don't know anything. But then we are adopting rules unconsciously throughout our whole life. And so it seems like you guys have a great awareness of self in terms of, I am aware of the rules and something's not working for me. And I understand that's not easy. And so all I'd say is you have a choice on what kind of life you're going to choose to lead. Are you going to live a life of duty, or are you going to choose to live a life of joy? And the choice is always yours.
That's correct. Thank you. Okay, we have got about last few minutes before I begin my simulation learning marketing, real marketing through simulation. Is there anyone who would like to ask the final question before I request all of us to switch?
Yes, good
follow up. Yeah, go ahead. Please.
How are you?
Yes. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, ma'am, please tell me that, ma'am, like I am right
now. First, introduce yourself, sir. Introduce first. Always as a courtesy. Yes.
Yes, sir. My name is Mayank Joshi, and I am from Bhiwadi, Rajasthan. So I would just like to ask that I am now currently pursuing my PGDM from IMS Ghaziabad. So, ma'am, I just wanted to know that how can I grab a job in a foreign country after completing my studies from India?
That is not the correct question at this particular moment, Mayank, because she is not an expert on international studies. You know what I mean, Mayank? Okay. Yeah, she is a life coach. She is not the expert on which college, which university. So you are asking a good question, but probably you will have to save it for another speaker. All right?
Sir, I am changing my question now.
So please change the question and ask only relevant question to this particular theme.
Ma'am, how to as a self-awareness, like we talk about self-awareness, that we should be self-aware, that how we can change the things and how we can give the best shot. So, ma'am, what are the things we should eliminate from our life? So, in every performance and whenever we are going in any event to perform, to speak, ma'am, how we can give our best shot?
Beth, go ahead, please.
I'm not sure I fully
What he's saying is that what are the things I should do so that I give my best whenever I go to perform?
Okay. I mean, my job is not to give you advice. It's only to help you understand yourself better. So, how do you know that you're always doing your best?
Yes, ma'am, that is an obstacle. Like we cannot, like at this particular stage, we are not able to identify if we have given our best, or how can we give our more best? Like there is a lot of.
Can I join Beth on this answer? Mm-hmm. So it's a very good question Mike has asked. Can I join? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Mike, there are two ways of knowing whether you have done the best or not. Number one, do you yourself honestly feel that you did all that you could do in order to become successful? And number two, what is the feedback do you see from others, either in some face or some kind of words or some other action? Is that okay, Mike?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And as I said, life is very easy. We don't have to make it complicated in order to understand it better. And as correctly said by Loris, it is a question of rules. And Bharti says you have to be mature. You cannot always rely on someone else. Absolutely right, Bharti. You are totally right. You are. Your comment is very well appreciated. Okay, final question. It's already 1 or 2 minutes, but final question. Anyone from the audience? So, Mike, as you have heard, Beth, go ahead, please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Very good morning, sir, and very good morning, ma'am. Here I am Aditi Girl from Kite Group of Institution. I want to ask, ma'am, in the speech in your PPT, I heard that you say like if we can't believe if we believe to do something, so that's okay, and if we can't believe it, I can't do this, so that's also okay. So until and unless we can't have a belief on ourselves, how we can achieve anything?
What she's saying, Beth, what Aditi was saying, that you have said that both situations are okay. When you are doing good, okay. When you are not doing good, okay. She wants to know what exactly is the path forward.
I mean, it's not so much about the behavior at that point, because when we say, if I believe I can, I'm right, because my thinking creates my state. My state creates my behavior creates my results. So if let me give you one last example that I think might help. If I believe that sometime in my past I learned that people are not to be trusted. Don't trust anybody, right? I've made this generalization, don't trust people. Okay, so now, everywhere I go in the world, I wear like a lens like this. They're like glasses. And I walk around and I go into my new job and I see people I can't trust everywhere I go. And then I go to another place, I go to the supermarket and I see people I can't trust everywhere I go. And it doesn't matter all the possibilities of people around me that could be the most beautiful, the most trustworthy, the most intelligent, the most this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter because in my mind, I believe I can't trust anybody. So for as long as I believe that, I will prove myself right time and time again. So I will create, so then as a result of that, I'm not going to, if I believe I don't trust anyone, okay, I feel nervous, I feel fear when I meet people. Okay, that's my state. Then my behavior is I don't talk to anybody. I walk away from everybody. I don't socialize. I don't go traveling. I don't do anything. As a result, I can't make friends. As a result, I'm alone a lot. That's a bad thing. I quite like being alone. But for somebody who wants to have nice relationships, can't. Because they're wearing a lens, invisible. They don't know they have it. They're walking around like this, looking for everything to prove themselves right. Because it doesn't... If something outside of me is like there's a potential person over here and they're the most beautiful, trustworthy person, it doesn't match my program. So I delete it. And I decide unconsciously, you're untrustworthy. And I will recreate the same results again and again and again.
Very good. Thank you very much. I hope you got the answer. I just want to pick up the last question from the conversation from, Dipali. Dipali Tyagi, are you there? Dipali?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Dipali Tyagi has asked a question. Why letting go is so hard?
I would say, okay, I'm not going to ask what right now because I'm unintentional. I don't want to share that right now. What if it was easy? What if letting go was easy? Start there with that question.
Do you get the question, Dipali?
Yes, sir.
All right.
She's asking a question. She's asking a question that why don't you think that letting go is easy?
So
You
to let go? That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
No, that is what you think. She's saying, suppose you start thinking that letting go is easy. Will that become easier?
I'm not saying it's going to be easy right now. All I'm saying is if you were to think that letting go was easy, how would things be different? Start there. That's it. You don't need
You
to know.
got my point? You got a point, Dipali?
Yes, sir.
She's saying that wear a different spectacle, and that different spectacle will be that letting go is easy. And then we start working from there.
Yes, sir.
You got it? As a result, it will be, so that it will become easier. Then you will start thinking, okay, what are the things I should do so that it can become easy or easier? Okay, nothing is easiest, nothing is easier or easy. Everything is easier or more difficult.
Okay, sir.
All right?
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. I mean, it's a little bit of morning philosophy, so forgive us. But what she's saying is, just change your thinking mindset that letting go is hard. Just say letting go is easy, and then work from there.
Sir, I have one question.
Sure, Shubham. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Shubham from a kite college. Ma'am, I have a question to you. We are good in ourselves, but we can't good in everyone's life. Our action and the following rules at every point make us average in another eyes. So, ma'am, it is possible to become a hero in everyone's life.
Can you say it again slowly and taking a breath?
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Slowly.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is that we are good in ourselves, but we can't good in another life. So, our action, following rules at every point make us average in another life. So, it is possible to make a happy another person.
What she's saying is, Beth, that we have our life, we have our own good points as well as bad points. With those things, is it easy for us to make others happy? How difficult it is to make others happy with what we are?
Oh, this is a level 5 question. I'll try to answer it the best way possible. The thing is, the things that I've shared are very, very entry level. My program is like scaffolding. I need to have given you a certain foundation to be able to answer a lot of these amazing questions.
Can I join, since it is a very, very small workshop? Can I join you?
Sure.
Okay. Can I answer this question to you correct to begin with? Is that okay, Shubham?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why do you have to please others?
Because I don't want to become a average in another life. I want
You,
to
The thing is, you understand the point which I am saying. We need not please others. We should do the right things that may please others. You understand the difference between the two?
Yes, sir.
Like for instance, there are always some people in your life who are disturbance. Whatever you do, they will always say something opposite to that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right? And now winning them over is almost as impossible as perhaps making a 3-story house on moon. So what you can do there is you can say, okay, let me do the right thing and leave the rest to the destiny.
Okay, sir.
Am I clear, Shubham? Neither you become, and don't become a hero or try to become a hero. Become a good person. That itself will be the stepping stone towards being a hero. Am I clear? Then people will remember that that was a good man, that was a good lady, that was a good person, those kind of things.
Sir, I totally agree with you. That is what actually I will be doing in my career from the last 3 decades. So,
yes,
whatever I know, I will share my knowledge to the others. At the same time, if I don't know, I will tell them that to direct it to the right person whom they can able to get the information.
Thank you, Dr. Vidyanathan. Very correctly you said. When people try to become a hero, they start doing things which are unnatural. And unnatural things are not sustainable. The sustainable is only when you are yourself and when you are going into that direction with sincerity and honesty, as Vaidyanathan Sahab very correctly said. Am I correct, Vaidyanathan Sahab?
Yes, sir. That is the reason what people will do is if anybody in the top management within the organization, they say that you go to this person, he will give the solution to your problem.
Or at least try to give you the solution.
Correct. So that is how we have to be work on in the corporate world. That is where we can able to sustain and we can able to run the show very quickly and fast.
Yeah. I know, Aditi, Beth, that you may have to go, but I do not want you to go without listening to this question or comment which somebody has given in the chat box. He says that I believe earning $1 million at the age of 25 is a big achievement being an Indian, and in lifetime I want to earn at least $6 million to satisfy myself. This is what Mayank Joshi has said. Mayank, where are you?
Yes, sir. I am here only.
Why 6 million? Why not go into billions?
No, sir. I have written at least. It is a minimum.
That's what I'm saying. No, I understand. So what is the maximum? This is minimum, my God. What is maximum?
Sir, as you know, sir, human wants are unlimited, so maximum.
Answer the question, sir. Answer the question. Do not go into philosophy. Answer the question. How many billions? I'm sorry?
Around 100
Okay.
to 200 million dollars.
So let me answer this question to you so that it is easier for you, because you are from Rajasthan and I understand that this will be easier for you. You know who is the owner of Facebook or creator, promoter? Mark.
Sir, Mark.
Yeah. Mark has lost in this week $250 billion in one day. $250 billion this company has lost. It is the single day biggest loss ever in the history of stock market. And he has lost about 30 billion himself of his own. Okay? Right? And he is still happy. So do you understand the point which I am trying to make? Don't make happiness in money. Make happiness in your mindset. Is that okay? Can you understand that part?
At least, sir, at some
Don't use the word but. Don't use the word but. If you say but, then you are not saying yes. You are saying no. So don't use the word yes but. Do you understand the meaning between no and yes but? It is the same thing. Okay? So think about it one more time. Alright? Okay. Thank you. Don't think only in terms of money. Who is the one? Kajal. What did Kajal say? Being positive and motivated is easy, but how to sustain ourselves positive motivation is in very uncertain conditions. Would you like to answer this, Beth? She asked a very good question.
The one by Kajal?
Yeah, Kajal, yes.
Yeah, I responded in the chat. I said, Kajal, I completely understand what you're saying. I do. There are some events in life and circumstances that are not easy to deal with, 100%. And your power lies in the ability to allow yourself to choose how you respond to that. Nobody can make you choose to respond in a certain way. That is always within your power.
No, I think that she meant something different. Probably. What she meant was that the environment is uncertain. And in environment where pandemics, where so many things are happening, correct, which are affecting you all around.
Mm-hmm,
so
yeah.
that is what she meant.
And so, okay, let's talk about the pandemic. So the pandemic's happening. How do I choose to respond to that data outside of me? I can go into a panic, or I can choose to, knowing that panicking harms my body, how can I choose to respond to that? So some people will choose to watch the news every day, and it will cause them pain. Somebody who recognizes that, okay, when I watch the news, it makes me feel bad. Okay, don't do it. I'm going to create an environment that is supportive of myself and my emotional well-being. Your choice in how you respond to anything in life is always your choice. That is what self-empowerment is.
I agree with you. Rashi, you had given some very good answer. Would you like to explain that, Rashi? Rashi Goyal. Are you there, Rashi? Do you have microphone? I think she's having a difficulty in microphone. But I think she had given a very, very good answer, so that's perfect. So thank you, Beth. I think we will be, able to go further.